Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now guys. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. All clear? No issues with anything, right guys? Good evening everyone, good evening, good evening. Great, amazing guys, amazing. So, how was your day guys? Was the day good? Was the day great? Was the day productive? Did you guys try to learn something? Did you guys do the assignment that I gave you guys yesterday? A lot of questions in one particular statement, but yes, good. See, every single day, try to learn. Okay, that is your current aim of life itself, learning. Okay, learn as much as possible. Did you guys did the assignment, guys? I gave you guys an assignment yesterday, right? I hope so that everybody present in the meeting has completed the assignment. A very simple, a very sweet, a very easy assignment I give you guys. Just revise everything before coming to today's class. And I hope that you guys have revised everything. Okay. So in today's class, our aim is we will be seeing a very, very, very gentle introduction into creating an animation on a website using JavaScript. That will be our aim, guys. Okay, we will be creating an animation on our website using JavaScript. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. For that, I will be using Code Sandbox to write the code. The reason, like I've already told you guys, most of the students coming in this particular bootcamp might not have a laptop. You can do the exact same thing on your computer as well. That is up to you guys to figure it out. That you, if you want to do it on your computer or you want to go do it in Code Sandbox, I will be suggesting everybody to do it in Code Sandbox. The reason for that is you will be able to share your project with others. You can show your projects to others as well that this is the project that I created, because it's a shareable link. It is a hosted website at the end of the day, right? If you're doing it locally on your own computer, you will not be able to share it. So due to that very reason, my suggestion would be to do it on Code Sandbox. But at the end of the day, it is totally your choice itself. So there is a problem in Sandbox. Anybody with whom we share our link, they are able to open code. Fazil, then don't share the Sandbox link. Share the browser link, the browser that opens up, the website that opens up into the next page itself. Share the link of that particular website. That is what you need to share with others. If you're just sharing the direct Sandbox link itself, that will they will be able to access your code. And if you don't want that, share just the browser link. Okay. Replit is also a very good example for those who are not able to use Sandbox. You guys can use Replit as well. It is also a good way of doing it. Okay, so shall we start with our today's class, guys? Please let me know. Shall we start with our today's class, guys? Please let me know. There's a lot to cover up in today's class, right? Shall we start with our today's class? I'm not feeling a bit well, so and periodically I will be coughing a lot. Just keep that in mind itself. So do not put earphones or something. Otherwise, I will be coughing a lot itself in the entire class. Okay. So let's get started right over there. Let's put up your chat section on the left hand side of my screen. Here. Uh, I'm so sorry. Let me open up Code Sandbox. Now there will be a lot of new concepts right over here as well, guys. Okay. Just make sure that whatever new concepts are there, if it is related to HTML or CSS, you guys can ignore it as well. Our main aim is to understand JavaScript. But nevertheless, I will be teaching you guys everything in HTML and CSS, whatever comes up right over there. Okay, let's open up it in a new tab. Let us close this down. We don't require it. So right over here, let us start with the basic code HTML. After inside of HTML, we'll be having our head tag, the title tag, and the body tag, like this right over here. Okay, so now what is the major aim, guys? Today we are going to create the animation, right? Now we'll create a very simple animation. We'll make a box move on our website. That is the aim. Okay, very simple animation, guys. We want to make a box move on our website. So let's assume this is a square right over here, guys. A yellow colored square, which will contain a red color square inside of it. Okay, so there will be a yellow colored square which will contain a red color square inside of it. In the start, there will be a button on your screen, guys. There will be a button on your screen. If you press this button, okay, if you press this button, this object will move diagonally. Okay, this object will move diagonally to the other end. To the other end of the yellow box. That is what we are going to build. You guys able to understand it? Very simple, very straightforward, nothing too complicated about it. There's a big yellow box which contains a small red box. If you click on the button, the red box will move from the top left corner of your yellow box towards the bottom right corner diagonally itself. I don't think so. This should be like anything complicated for you guys. You should see the main point right over here is that you should be able to understand the things first. That's the main aim. So first we'll start by building up the boxes. Okay, that is what we are going to do. We're going to start by building up the boxes itself. Okay, the first thing that we are going to have is the button, right? The first thing that we are having right over here is the button itself. So let's go back to our code and let's create the button right over here. Okay. So yes, you can use Visual Studio Code as well. That is up to you guys that what you want to use. I'm using this so that anybody can do it. Okay. At the end of the day, you can use whatever you want to use. The first bit we are going to create a button. To create a button, it is very simple. We use the button tag itself, guys. We're having a tag called as the button tag. This tag basically creates a button. We're going to create the click me. This is the name I'm going to give to the button itself, guys. A very simple button, guys. Just write button. That will create a button for you. And whatever you put as a text between the opening and the closing tag itself, that is something that is going to show up inside of your button. So if I go back to my website and see it, are you guys able to see this click me button, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this click me button, guys? Please let me know. Great. The second thing right over here is that how to create these boxes. We want to create these boxes, right? The big yellow box and the small red box. How to do that? For that, we are going to use a particular tag called as the div tag, guys. Okay, we are going to use a particular tag called the div tag. Now, the div tag is like a container tag. It basically creates a container. For example, you're having a tiffin, right? You guys use tiffin boxes. You guys use lunch boxes to carry your food. Now, what do? When you're going from your home to your school, does your mother put hot bread, hot roti directly in your hand and then hot curry in your hand itself? And that is how you basically take it, all that hot food in your hand and then go to the school? Or you pack it up inside of a lunch box inside of a container itself, and that container you take it up to school. Everybody takes that container to the school, right? This div tag is just like these containers. It can contain any kind of tag inside of it. You have to contain a heading tag, a paragraph tag, a button tag, another div tag. It can contain anything inside of it. It does not has any kind of shape or form on its own. It does not has any kind of shape or form on its own. It's like a polythene bag. You put anything inside of it. That's it. Just the polythene bag has no shape to it, right? So what we're going to do, and the main thing that you're able to see is the red box is inside the yellow box. Okay, so you have to understand this. The red box is inside the yellow. The red box is inside the yellow box, right? So we are going to have two div tags. Okay, one div tag, that is the outside div tag, that is for the yellow box, and the other div tag that is inside, that is for the red box itself. So let's go back to our code and create it right over there. Again guys, sorry. So one div tag, and inside of that we are going to have the other div tag. The first div tag basically represents your big yellow box, and the div tag that is on the inside creates the small red box. Now when you are present inside of a class, okay, all of you guys must be in schools or colleges itself. You guys are a part of a school, you guys are a part of a class itself. Okay, so every student, to identify every single student individually, you have something called as an ID or roll number itself, right guys? Please let me know. To identify every single student individually itself, that is separately, you put them in, like you give them an ID, a unique ID that nobody else in the entire class, in the entire school or the entire college has the same ID except that guy, or a roll number. In a similar manner, there are so many div tags. There are two div tags right over here. There are two div tags right over here. So we need to provide them with an ID so that we are able to identify each of these div tags individually. Okay, both these students have the exact same name. There are two students who are named as Shaurya, but they will still have different IDs itself. So that is what we are going to do right over here. We are going to provide this div tag with an ID of my container. Okay, my container itself. And the second particular div tag that is inside the small red box, we are going to give it an ID of my animation. Okay, so as simple as that, guys. Nothing too complicated about it. The next thing that we have to do is we need to provide it with some color, right? Right now you have created the div tag, but like I said, the div tag on its own has no shape or form. Div tag on its own has no shape or form, guys, right? Remember that. If you go back to your website and reload the page, it has no shape or form. It will not show up on your screen. It has no color as well. Nothing. We have to provide it that, okay, this div tag has this particular size. This div tag has this particular color itself. We need to tell HTML that these are the different attributes associated with this div tag. So what we're going to do is we're going to use something called as CSS, guys. Do you guys remember the first day that we talked about CSS, cascading style sheets? What is CSS used for, guys? Do you guys remember what is CSS used for? Please let me know. We studied it on our first day itself of the class, right? What is CSS used for? Styling things. So here the styling that we are doing is telling HTML that this is the size, this is the height and width of the div tag, this is the color of the div tag itself. These are the things that we need to provide it with. So right over here, guys, inside of the head tag, we are going to create a style tag. And inside of this style tag, we are going to write all our CSS code. Whatever CSS code that you want to write, you will be writing it inside of this style tag. First, we need to select the element that we want to apply the style to. We have to tell that, okay, I want to, so first I'm going to select Goku, and then I'm going to apply the styling that, okay, his hair is going to be silver in color, his eyes is going to be silver in color, I have to first select. I have to first select what do I want to apply the changes to. So here we cannot select it by its name because there are multiple div tags on our screen, but ID is unique. That div tag has a unique ID itself. So we are going to select the div tag on the basis of its ID. First, we'll be selecting the yellow div tag, that is my container div tag, guys. To select my container, we are going to use a hash. Okay, we're going to use a hash and then my container container, and then we are going to have a curly braces right over here. Everything is perfect. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to provide what are the stylings we want to apply to this my container. What are the stylings I want to apply to this my container? Why are you taking us through introduction to HTML and CSS, please? I thought we are in the session of web animations with JavaScript. Great, amazing. You are still in the session of web animations using JavaScript itself. We are making the project, like I've already said, I like to take things from the basics, from the scratch. I do not like people who skip on things. So I'm trying to make sure that even if we are writing HTML code, even if you guys don't know HTML, I'm able to still explain it to you guys. So first we need to create something. So see, if Goku does not exist itself, how am I going to make the animation out of Goku? First we need to create Goku. So that is what we are doing right over here. We are creating the website first and then we'll apply the animation to it, right? Logic, IQ. Okay, just logical thinking. Very important for coding. So right over here, we need to specify what are the styles that we want to change for this my container itself, guys. First, width. We'll change it to 400 pixels. Then we are going to change the height. We're going to set it that up as 400 pixels as well. We're going to change the background color. So background, we're going to change it to yellow. Okay, we're going to save this. We'll see if it works or not. We'll go back to our website and reload our page. Okay, so it has not yet been saved itself. My control is not working or something. As you're able to see, we are able to see a big yellow box on our screen, guys. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. We are seeing a big yellow box on our screen, guys. Now, what is this 400 pixels? Basically, your screen is made up of small units called as pixels. You must have heard, right? 1080p, 4K. What is this 4K? What is this 1080? What is this 720p? These are pixels that you're talking about. That is the number of pixels that are there. Okay. So, pixel is the smallest unit, measurable unit of your display itself. Whatever display that you're working with. So I'm saying that, okay, the width of this particular box should be 400 small pixels. That is what I'm saying right over there. In a similar manner, let us make the other box red as well. That is hashtag my animation. And we will put up the same things. Okay, but just the box is going to be shorter. The background color is going to be red. So let us just copy this out and paste it right over here and change the values. We'll change it to 500 pixels. Sorry, 50 pixels. Sorry, not 500 pixels. 500 pixels will be very large. 50 pixels right over here. Okay, and we'll change the color to red. So we'll change these things right over here. We'll go back to our website, reload our page itself. So are you guys able to see the red box as well? We have created the red box as well, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? We have created the red box as well. Now, try to understand some of the things, guys. First, the main problem that you will be facing right now is with a new concept that you guys actually don't know. That is called as the position concept. It's a position concept that is there. So explaining it to you guys in a very simple manner, how are we going to do the animation? That is the first thing that you need to understand. So to make a box move from this particular position to this particular position itself, how will I do that? How will I do that, guys? So I'll do that by changing the distance between the box and the top of the div tag. If this is the position at which the box is, if this is the position at which the box is, what are the two things that it is changing about? What are two things that is getting changed? The first thing that is getting changed is this distance between here, which was 0 initially and now it is some unit. And the second thing that is changing is the distance between the left hand side of the box, the div tag, and this particular position, right? These are the two things that is continuously changing. This distance is called as the top. Please try to understand, these are some technical terms that I'm using right over here. This distance is referred to as the top, guys. Okay. And this distance is referred to as the left. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Akshita Singh, this is not an HTML CSS bootcamp, right? This bootcamp, our main focus is learning animation. I'm not introducing more concepts right over here, but whatever the things that we have studied in HTML CSS bootcamp, you can apply it right over here. But the new students who don't know about HTML CSS, I'm not introducing new things to them. I don't want them to be more like complicate things without any reason. I want to make it very simple for them to understand HTML CSS so that we are able to focus upon the JavaScript concepts itself. Okay, so that is what we are changing. We are changing the top, we are changing the left continuously till the point it reaches the diagonal bottom end itself. That is what we want to do. So to do that right over here, this box needs to be fixed. This box needs to be fixed at this particular position so that now we just need to change the top and left things itself and it can move around right over there. And so the position of this particular box should be fixed. The position of this particular box should be fixed, or what we call it as absolute. Absolute. Okay, we need to be absolute itself. So that we are having the box right over there, stuck right over there. And then we just are changing top and left, top and left, top and left, and it is going in the diagonal direction itself. That is what we need to do right over there. For the yellow box, by default, we are going to take it up as relative. Because it has no relationships. Okay, it is fine. Like whatever you want to put it up right over there, it's fine. Okay, because it's relative to the entire website itself. So if we don't consider ourselves with that, why we are saying that it should be absolute or fixed for the red box is because this box is fixed right over there. We have fixed the box. We have made sure that that box starting point will always remain that as well. Now we are just changing the top number and the left number and it will come down slowly and slowly. Okay. So let us go back. Let us do that right over here. We'll put up our position to be relative. That is by default itself. So we don't have to care ourselves with that. And here we'll be putting up the position as absolute. So by default, it is relative. Even if you don't put it, it's fine. But because we are putting it for the red box, we should put it for the yellow box as well. So it is very apparent what we are doing right over there. We'll save this. This will help us to create our animations much more easily itself and making no changes right over here. Let us see if we can separate this a bit by putting it up inside of a p tag. That work for us. Okay, so what I've done is inside of a paragraph tag itself, I've put up the button. So it basically creates some kind of spacing between the yellow box and the button, because initially both of them were just like together itself. If you see what was there before this, without the paragraph tag, the button as well as the yellow box were just stuck together. I want to just create some spacing between them. So I will just introduce another tag right over here, the paragraph tag. This will help us with the spacing. Okay. Now I know many of you guys know a lot about HTML and CSS, and you guys will be, sir, there are multiple ways of doing this. Why are you doing that? Because for the students who are coming up who don't know HTML and CSS, I want to make sure that it is not complicated for them. Okay, some tag we use right over there to just create some like distance itself. Again, guys, one more thing, you don't have to understand the HTML CSS portion right over here. I'm just trying to make sure that you guys have some information about it. If you want to understand about relative, absolute, all these kind of stuff that is there, we are going to have another bootcamp in the future just about HTML and CSS. Then we'll focus much more upon it. Right now, our focus is just one thing, that is the JavaScript portion. And that is what we are going to start right now. We're going to start with our coding of JavaScript to create our animation itself. So for that, we are going to use another tag that is there called as the script tag. Your JavaScript code goes inside of this script tag itself, guys. SCRIPT, script tag. Inside of this tag, whatever JavaScript code that you want to have within this website, your code will be written in between the opening and the closing tag itself, guys. So we are going to create a var. We are going to create a variable called as ID. Okay, and that is basically the ID of the animation that we want to create. Okay, every animation that you create right over here needs to be given an ID, a unique ID by which you are able to identify that animation itself. That is the variable that we are creating right over here, an ID variable. And initially we are setting it up to null. Null basically means nothing. Null basically means nothing in JavaScript. That initially that ID is set to nothing. There is no ID right now. There's nothing that we want to do right over here. Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a function called as myMove. Okay, that function is going to have all the code inside of it that is going to do your animation itself. Okay, and you create a function called as myMove that is going to have all the code inside of it to do the animation itself, guys. So we'll create the function. So how to create a function, guys? You guys let me know, just a quick revision. Okay, how to create a function, guys? Could you guys let me know, just a quick revision? Great, guys. Function name, parenthesis, curly braces. Amazing, guys. Good. Revision done. Function, I will set the name to myMove, and we'll put up a parenthesis right over here. We'll put up a curly braces right over here, and we are created a function. Now, inside of this particular function itself, guys, we need to create, first of all, the initial position of our box itself, of our red box. Are you guys able to understand it? See, the yellow box is a square, right? The yellow box is a square. You want to move diagonally to that square itself, right, guys? The yellow box is a square. You want to move diagonally with the square itself. So in that particular manner, the top and the left numbers that are continuously changing will always remain the same. Top will always be equal to left. Am I wrong, right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. Your top will always be equal to left or not, guys? Please let me know. Yes. So we are going to take up, instead of writing two separate variables itself, one for top, one for left, we are just going to use position. Okay, we are going to use POS right over there. Initially, the POS is 0. The initial position is just at the corner itself. Then we take up the initial position as 0. Okay, so var POS is equals to 0. We have created our initial position itself. We need to first make sure that no kind of animation was happening as of this particular point of time. So by see, what is animation? Think about it. What is animation, or what is a movie? If you guys don't know, I will let you guys know about it itself. A movie is nothing else but a sequence of images shown to you at such a speed itself that your eyes are not able to perceive that, okay, these are actual images being shown to me, and you feel that everything is going on smoothly. That is what a video or an animation is. Okay, that is what a animation is, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. That is what animation is. That is what movies are. That is what videos are at the end of the day. Now, what we want to do right over here is that We want to move this object from point A to point B over a span of time. So we need a timer, right? We need a timer right over there. And according to that timer, I need to shift that particular object. So when somebody clicks on that particular button, itself, that timer should be there, right? So if I give you a stopwatch, what is the very first thing that you do with the stopwatch? You reset it. If I give you a timer, if I give you a stopwatch, the very first thing that you do with it is first reset it, bring it to 0, and then you start the timer once again. First you bring it to 0, then you set a timer that I want a timer for 4 seconds, and then you start the timer. Right? That is what we need to do right over here. So there, just like alert and prompt is there, you learned about alerts and prompts. Similar to that, inside of JavaScript, there is another thing, another similar function that creates timers for you. That creates timers for you, that stops timers for you, that resets timer for you itself. All these things are there. Now, inside of JavaScript, the timer that we have, you need to understand two things. Okay, that first, to stop a particular timer and to restart a particular timer, you have the same particular function. The same function even stops the timer and restarts it as well. So first, that particular function is clear interval. That particular function is clear interval, guys. This will stop any kind of timer that was there, as well as reset it. Okay, as well as reset it itself. So we are going to use id right over here, that is null. This will stop the any kind of timer that was going on, any kind of id timer that was going on, it will stop it and restart it. If it is null, basically nothing is happening right over there, but just for a precautionary thing, we always put it up right over there, guys. That is something that you guys can do. The next thing that we have to do is create our timer. Now that we have reset our stopwatch, we got the stopwatch, we reset the stopwatch right now. Now we need to set a timer on that stopwatch. Okay, I need a timer for 5 seconds. I need a timer for 10 seconds. I need to do that, right? To do that, we are going to create the id is equals to, this is how you create a particular timer. Set interval. Set interval, guys. This is the timer that you are going to create. Now this timer is going to take in a particular input, guys, right over here. This timer is going to take in a particular input right over here, that is the term, the function frame. The function frame, and how many milliseconds you want this particular animation to go further with. How many milliseconds do you want this particular animation to go further with? I'm just setting up like 10 seconds itself. I think so that should be more than sufficient. Now this frame as a function, we need to create that function as well. Right, guys? This frame function, we need to create that as well. This frame function is nothing else but what animation do you want to do? In this 10 seconds, what do you want to do? What animation do you want to do? What do you want JavaScript to do in those 10 seconds? That is what this function frame will contain. The animation, it will contain that inside of it. Are you guys able to understand it? What does this frame function contain? Are you guys able to understand it or not, guys? Please let me know. Great. So we'll create another function right over here called as frame frame, and that frame function will now contain our code. That what do we need to do right over here, guys? What do we need to do right over here? Now, let's go back to our drawing board. Now it's time to do some mathematics, guys. It's time to do some mathematics. The height of this particular box is 50 pixels. The height of the yellow box is 400 pixels itself. Okay. then what is this particular distance, guys? This is the POS, like this is the top value. This is the top value, right? This is the top value or the POS as well. You're considering it as POS because top and left both are the same, right? Top and left both are the same. We're considering that as POS. So what will be the value of POS, guys? What will be the value of POS? $350. Great, guys. Good with maths. You guys are great with maths as well, right? So if your POS is equals to 350, if in the condition that your POS, that is your position itself, is the value of POS is equal to 350, that means your animation has ended. That means your animation has ended, right, guys? The point wherein your position is equal to 350, that means your animation has ended right over there. So if that end condition has been met, in that particular, only in that case, if this is true, if this is true, if this is true itself, only in that particular case, stop the timer. We need to stop the timer itself. We need to stop this because it's done, right? It's done. So could you guys let me know how to stop this timer? How to stop this, guys? What's the code that I should write to stop this? Could you guys let me know? You guys already know about it. I've taught you guys just 5 seconds ago. How to stop this, guys? Our animation is done. We need to stop the timer. How to do that? You guys know about it, guys. We have just learned about it 5 minutes ago. Less than 5 minutes ago, guys. Clear interval. Amazing. Amazing. Satyajit, clear interval is what we will be doing right over here. So clear interval. Okay. And what do we need to clear? The ID right over here, guys. This timer we need to clear. So this time as well, we are going to provide it with ID, but this ID is basically this ID right over here, guys. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Didi, I'll call you in 15 minutes. Okay. My sister just called me. Either I have done something very wrong or let's see what happens with me. Okay. But if in the case that the end condition has not been met, if in the case that the end position has not been met, what to do? We need to increase. Okay, we need to, so else, if the end condition is not met up till now, what to do in that case, guys? We need to increase our POS, right? We need to increase our POS. So POS should be equal to POS plus 1. We need to increase our POS, right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. Elder sister, man, elder sister, not younger sister. So we need to increase our POS right over here. Every step, every time, we need to increase our POS, right? And then we need to set that for the top and the left values. Now the POS has increased, the value of the number has increased. We need to set that new number as the new top value of that red box and the left value of that left box itself, right? We need to do that. Are you guys able to understand this? So for that, we need to select the element. For that, we need to select the element, guys. We need to get that element right now. Okay, so we'll first get that element itself. So we'll create a variable called as ELEMLM. That is the element that we want to move. That is a red box itself. And the HTML file, this file itself that you are able to see right over here, this index.html file is called as document in JavaScript, guys. This index.html file is called as document in JavaScript. No, Abhishek, we have to consider both horizontal and vertical vectors, but because both the values will be the same, so we are using this one particular variable, but we are going to change both horizontal and vertical. But to change that, we need to get the first the element for which we want to change it, right? So this entire index.html file is called as a document. Okay, so document dot, we need to get a particular element. We need to get this a particular element, guys. This div tag we need to get. How to get that? By its ID. That is how we are able to uniquely identify that particular element. To get that element, we need to get it via something. We need to tell that, okay, this is the element that we are talking about. Get that element for me. And to identify that element, we only have just one particular thing. That is its ID, by which we are able to uniquely identify it, right? So document dot get element by ID. Okay, so by ID, you are going to get the element. And what is the ID of that, guys? What is the ID of that? Just copy paste it instead of writing it on our own. My animation. This is the ID by which we want to get it. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. This element, this ELEM variable will now store that element for us. This ELEM variable will now store that element for us, guys. Now we can access that element right over here. We need to access the top and the left attributes of that particular element. So we can now access that using this particular variable itself, that is ELEM dot style, because we are changing the style attribute for that. Style dot top, okay, is equals to POS plus pixels. Why this pretty line of code, guys? The element that we have selected, inside of that I need to change the style of that particular element, guys. And inside the style I want to change the top property, that is the value for the top attribute of it. That's what I want to change. What do I want to change it to? Position will give me the number that I want to change it to, and pixels is basically saying that, okay, these many number of pixels I want to change. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know. Because, okay, 40 what? 40 apples, 40 elephants, 40 bananas. What do you want to do? 40 pixels. In a similar manner, the same thing will do it with the left attribute as well. That is ELEM dot style dot left is equals to POS. Again the same, because the value is going to remain the same, plus pixels. I will be saving it right over here. Once we are doing this, okay, we have created our function called as myMove. Now we need to make sure that this myMove function is being executed anytime that I'm clicking on the button. If I'm clicking on the button, this function should get executed. That is my aim, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Anytime I'm clicking on this button, on the button itself, this function should get executed. For that, inside of the button, we are going to specify that on click, whenever somebody clicks on this, we have to execute the myMove function. We need to execute the myMove function. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? That if we click on this particular button, then it should execute this myMove function that we have created right over here. So let's see if it worked or not, guys. Let us reload our page. Let us hope for the best. And yeah, it is working absolutely fine. Are you guys able to see this? It's working absolutely fine. So every time you're clicking it, it will go back from position 0 and then we'll start the entire thing once again. Are you guys able to see this, guys? Please let me know. So we have made this animation work absolutely fine. Now there is another question that I'm having right over here. Every time once the animation starts, it looks very good. It is going in the right direction as well. But every time that I'm clicking on this button, it starts from the beginning. It is not a free-flowing animation. I want to have a free-flowing animation itself. So you guys can actually do that as well, wherein you guys can do stuff to increase and then decrease, add more conditions so that the box goes down and then comes up and all that things itself. So today's assignment is to make this. The same thing. Today's assignment, I want you guys to make this. Understand each and every line of code. Understand each and every line of code today. See, Every single day, I will be taking up a project. I will be making you guys work upon it, making you guys understand every single topic line by line itself, so that you guys are able to have a very good knowledge about it. Very good knowledge. Now, this video that you guys are currently watching is available to you guys with lifetime access. It is available to you guys. So this is the channel, right? This is the channel. If you go to the live section of it, you will be able to see that you are having this particular video available with lifetime access. Every single video of our bootcamp. Every single video. So you guys can watch this video, look at the code once again. Okay. You don't have to worry. I'll show the code once again as well, guys. From the start, I'll just scroll down slowly, that if you guys want to see it once again, you guys are able to do that. Okay. Just make sure today's assignment, practice this. Practice. Do not just see the video, guys. Practice the entire thing, guys. Please try to practice the entire thing. Practice is what is important right over here. Please practice it, guys. Without practice, there is nothing that you're learning. You're just wasting your time coming to the class. Just wasting your time. Please do practice what we have learned in today's class. Will that be fine, guys? Please let me know. Can I expect this small assignment from you guys? See, I'm not getting any benefit out of this. Am I getting any benefit out of this that you guys are practicing right over there? No. Should I care about it? No. But why am I saying you guys to practice? Because that is the only way in which you will get better with time. You will learn things only in that particular state itself. Please explain from POS to POS one more time. That is a very long explanation. The AK. That is almost the entire code itself. Okay, no issues in that. So POS is equal to 350. That is the end position. That is when the animation should stop. So if that POS value has reached to 350, that means you should stop the animation. That is where we are using the clear interval for this particular idea of the animation itself, that stop it. Stop it. It's done. It has reached the end state itself. Stop this entire animation. Okay. Stop this entire timer itself. Otherwise, because the end state is not yet reached, it is still in the middle of the animation itself, increase the value of position by 1 and change the top value of the element by POS, change the left value of the element by POS. That is what you are doing right over here. Still, just rewatch the video. If you're not able to understand, you will be able to understand it. It is not a big thing itself. Just practice it, guys. Very important. Let me give you guys the attendance for today's class. Give me a second. Is it possible to keep photos in the code? Of course, man. You guys can use photos instead of div tag as well. You can make Harry Potter move on a broom throughout Hogwarts. You can actually do that just by changing the div tag to an image tag. I've already done it as well. So I thought about that first, but then I thought that it will be more difficult for people to understand. Let us keep it as simple as possible. Let's just use squares right over there. So initially my aim was to take up the background image as a Hogwarts image and then take up Harry Potter's image and then make him move throughout the image itself. That was my initial aim itself, but no issues in that. It's fine. So right now, guys, I'm providing you guys with the attendance link in the live chat. Please start filling up your attendance. The attendance link will be closed in the next 5 minutes. That is by 7:55. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 8:55 itself, guys. Please start filling up the attendance. I will also go and talk to my sister what happened right over there. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. We'll meet in tomorrow's class. Thank you, guys. Thank you.